Burkina Faso's Traoré, hero of African Revolution, or Russia's pawn? Why are thousands rallying for Burkina Faso's young leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, while others plot his downfall? Is he a symbol of African sovereignty or the latest target of neo-colonial power plays? Hi, I'm Jadanita Sfaye, and you are watching Analytica Today. Let's unpack the storm brewing in West Africa. This week, Burkina Faso's capital erupted in support for Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso's 37-year-old leader, just days after a failed coup attempt and a US general's claim he's looting the nation's gold. Across Africa, from Ghana to Liberia, supporters are hailing him as a revolutionary. In Paris and Washington, critics warn of a dangerous strongman. Today, we dive into why Traoré has become a lightning rod for hope, fear, and global power struggles, and what that means for the continent. First, the setup. In September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, then 34, led a coup to oust Burkina Faso's junta leader, promising security and sovereignty. He's the world's youngest president, inspired by Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary icon assassinated in 1987. Traoré expelled French troops, rejected IMF loans, and began nationalizing the country's gold industry, which makes up 40% of its economy. But Burkina Faso is bleeding. Jihadist groups control roughly 40% of the country. Over 2 million people are displaced. Despite that, Traoré has captured the public's imagination. He expelled French troops, launched a gold refinery, distributed improved seeds to farmers, pushed a vision of African self-reliance. And that's why many in Africa see him as Africa's Che Guevara, not because of his uniform, but because he's openly challenging neo-colonialism. But defiance comes at a cost. Just last week, 2025, Burkina Faso's government foiled another coup plot allegedly orchestrated from Ivory Coast, a longtime French ally. According to government officials, this was the 20th plot against Traoré since he took power in 2022. Days earlier, US AFRICOM commander General Michael Langley told his Senate hearing that Traoré diverting $4 billion in gold reserves to protect his junta and not the people. The problem? There is no public evidence to support the claim. Burkina Faso's officials say the gold funds schools, clinics, and infrastructure. The critics, especially in France's Burkinabe diaspora, held anti-Traoré protests, calling him a dictator for delaying elections. Meanwhile, thousands rallied in Ouagadougou on April 30, chanting "Hands off Traoré" and waving Russian flags, a new ally. What's new is this: the protests of support are not just national, they're pan-African. From Accra to Monrovia, young Africans see in Traoré a man defying the same forces they blame for the fall of Libya, the chaos in Mali, and the continued use of France's CFA franc. But Traoré's ties to Moscow and his failure to stop attacks raise uneasy questions. Can he deliver a new future, or is he walking a dangerous lie? Here's what's really at stake, not just for Burkina Faso, but for the global order. According to Afrobarometer, 66% of Burkinabe now support military rule. Not out of love for uniforms, but because they believe Traoré is reclaiming Africa's wealth for its people. He's investing in agriculture. He's building gold refining capacity. He's sidelining foreign lenders and expelled French troops. And across Africa, from Addis Ababa to Kinshasa, young people are watching. If Traoré succeeds, it won't just energize Burkina Faso. It could inspire a new generation of leaders to take back control of Africa's resources, its cobalt in Congo, its oil in Nigeria and Angola, its lithium in Zimbabwe, its gas in Mozambique. But that possibility threatens powerful interests. If African states start keeping their gold, processing their own minerals, and rejecting exploitative deals, global supply chains will shift. Entire economies will feel the ripple effects. This is no longer about one man or one country. It's about the future of neo-colonial control and whether that system can survive a continent taking agency. That's why the pressure is mounting. From Langley's accusations to coup plots and sanctions threats, every move Traoré makes is being watched not just by Africans, but by those whose wealth depends on African dependence. The question now is not just whether Traoré can govern, it's whether the world is ready for an Africa that governs itself. So, here's the bottom line. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's fight to reclaim Burkina Faso's resources and future has ignited something bigger than politics. It's awakened a generational hunger for sovereignty across Africa. But every step forward brings resistance. Western accusations, coup attempts, security failures, and growing questions about Russia's influence. For many youth in Africa, this is no longer just about Burkina Faso, it's about their future. Will Africa be allowed to stand on its own terms, or will Traoré, like Sankara before him, be silenced? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we're reading them. If you found this insightful, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more. I'm Janani Tasfaye, and this is Analytica Today. See you next time.